Now, this next gentleman has been regarded as the world's best Paul McCartney look and sound alike, even touring with Broadway's smash hit Beatlemania. Here's just a sample of his performance.
You say yes, I say no. You say stop, and I say go, go, go. Whoa, no. You say goodbye, and I say hello. When I look around me and I see it isn't so. Whoa, no. Some people wanna fill the world with silly love songs. And what's wrong with that? Just with the wind in your hair of 1,000 laces. We'll climb on the deck and we'll go for a ride in the sky. And jets, I fought the major. What's the little lady for riches? Jets. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday.
Wow, that is incredible. Well, guess what, Tina? He also happens to be a Tucson native, and he is coming back home for a concert this weekend. Tony Kishman joins us to tell us more about Live and Let Die. Tony, welcome to the show today.
Thank you for having me.
This is so cool, I have to tell you. So, Live and Let Die is your new show. It's a full orchestra show. So tell us a little bit more about what we can expect.
Well, it's exactly that. We're going to recreate every song exactly the way it is on the record. So if you hear a trumpet solo, it'll be a trumpet.
That's amazing. So,
You know.
And you have another show, Twist and Shout. So how is this one different from that?
Well, Twist and Shout is more of a four-piece concert band, as if the Beatles, did a show. And that's a great show as well. But the fun part of Live and Let Die is having violins that are really there and having the horns really play. And it's really, you can do more songs live. For example, we're going to do She's Leaving Home. We're going to do songs like Uncle Albert. And the song, of course, Live and Let Die, with the full orchestration, is just a spectacular song to recreate live.
Well, and I'm going to ask the question that I'm sure a lot of people have asked you, and it's kind of like the elephant in the room. Has Paul seen you perform, or maybe somebody that's been associated with the Beatles? Have they seen you?
Well, from what I understand, there was an interview being conducted in London when my show was there in London. And someone asked Paul, what do you think of this guy that plays you in this Beatlemania show? And he said, well, the guy that plays me, he's a good musician and I wish him well.
Oh,
So
that's very
he
nice.
saw me perform either on TV or somewhere, but I don't really know, but I know he quoted that in the newspaper.
That's
So it was nice
cool.
to hear that he thought I was a good musician.
Well, and as I was walking up, I told Tina, I was like, is that Paul McCartney sitting on our set right now? I mean, because you really do look just like him and sound like him, obviously, as well. Now, you mentioned Beatlemania, which an amazing show in itself. Tell us, how did you get picked for that?
Well, it was a cattle call of over 1,000 people that were wanting to be Beatles. There was the Johns, the Pauls, the Georges, and the Ringos. And I was, a new guy in the business. I was already a Tucsonian nightclubber, And so I went to Los Angeles and basically auditioned. Somebody told me, you could be Paul McCartney. And I'm like, me? I mean, what do I know about, But they gave me an opportunity, and I auditioned several times. And it was basically auditioning and finally someone saying, you're going to be okay. You can do this show if you really want to.
Well,
So it was one of those things.
now you've been doing this for over 35 years, and now, so was that the moment that kind of was in your life? You're like, you know what, I could really do this as my career, as my living.
Well, it's a thing where I kept saying after a few years of when Beatlemania closed, I said to myself, what am I going to do now?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do something different. but my phone kept ringing, and it kept producers and different people in the business would call me, and my calendar was full every year, you know.
Yeah.
So I kept saying, well, I guess I'm going to be doing this for a while. You know?
And here you are today, still
Yeah.
going strong.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's so neat, and such an experience too to be a touring, performer like this. What are some of like the best and worst experiences you've had on the road?
Well, I think a highlight was one of the nicest places we've ever played was the Sydney Opera House. We were there 3 nights, full houses every night. Australia was a beautiful place to tour. On the other hand, we've been to China, and I never thought that a country could be so polluted. And I actually had to put my T-shirt over my nose to breathe the air. It was really a bad experience. Now, of course, the audience loved the show, but I was never so turned off to a country, and I've been to most of the countries, but that was probably my worst, experience as far as doing this. Yeah.
Well, and of course, right underneath Sydney is coming back home to Tucson, right?
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Second
Sure.
place, we come in there.
So I got to say Tucson is, well, I love it. I live here,
Yeah.
and it's my favorite audiences, of course.
Well, of course, we're going to get everyone to come out and see you this weekend, and I'm sure people that, want to go back and listen to those wonderful Beatles songs and
Yeah.
to hear it live with the orchestra is just a whole new level.
It is really fun.
So, Tony,
Yeah.
we can't thank you enough for coming today.
Well, thank you. Guys, really.
Absolutely. And you can catch Tony Kishman in Live and Let Die at the Desert Diamond Casino this Saturday with doors opening at 7 p.m. To reserve your seat, you can call 1-800-585-3737 or log on to ddcaz.com. Also, for more details about the show, you can also log on to liveandletdieshow.com as well.